Okay, so first I would like to thank you, WTA, for the organization, and I would like to thank you to come to listen to me. So we will start with a small video of the founder of the company. If it works.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank the Mania Anthology Festival, and especially Arvin Pangilinan for this invitation. A great honor for our company 234 and, of course, myself. The sad events that China is in have unfortunately forced me to cancel my visit. And so I am very sorry not being able to share this moment with you. Fortunately, today, 234, in the person of Jean-Marie Cheval, can be represented, and it is he who, in a few minutes, will come to you to present our work. In the introduction, I would like to mention some strong ideas that animate us, and in particular around today's major concern, that of a responsible, sustainable approach, which Le Corbusier already censored at the time by saying we must re-establish the condition of nature in the lives of men. For us, the primary question of the sustainable approach is that of a paradigm shift, and not just of a technical adjustment. The question is to be able to offer an architecture that can be practiced as a device that relates various levels of complexity between them. Architectures has always emanated from a sum of knowledge that focus on the environment, permeability between outside and inside, forms of which the main material is energy, atmosphere that promote the sense and perception. Project after project, we theorized two main concepts, that of open interiority, that of buildings able of giving part of their internal vitality to their environment, whether rural or urban. The vertical campus, in order to be able to meet two seemingly paradoxical aspirations. First, that of density, absolutely necessary regarding the manufacture of the city, especially from the point of view of its wine economy, but also social, to intensify the links between individuals. Secondly, that of openness, to manage the complexity of flows of all kinds, but also to ensure the presence of quality landscape scopes. By this knowledge, we believe that our buildings are able to be subject of the city and not mere objects. This is how they are part of an environmental approach that we call responsible. That is, they participate in the production of a new urban landscape, socially richer and not just spectacular. More the right attitude than the style. I thank you very much for your attention and pass the floor to Jean-Marie Cheval.
Thank you, Simon. So Simon's story is not there. He stayed in France because of the event of the coronavirus. But you have me, which is, I'm the representative of 234 in Southeast Asia. So I will talk for him. Okay, so Atelier 234. I will first explain you and show you few projects, then we will go deep inside our first concept, which is the vertical campus. Ah, it doesn't work. Okay, so Atelier 234, we base in 4 different places. Our headquarters is in Paris. We base also on south of France, in Montpellier, in Shanghai, where I was before, and now in Manila with me as a representative. Okay, we more than 100 people in Paris, and we are 12 partners, 10 in Paris and 2 in Asia, Ligoli in China, and myself for the Southeast Asia. So, project experience. We base our practice on 6 major principles. We consider the light as our first material. We develop the building from inside to outside and ensure the building flexibility through the right structure source at the beginning. We try to transform the density to intensity. And every time we think the depths, and for sure we use a context integration. Okay, so first row of project is facilities. One of our project, High School of Justice. Here you can see the center of the building, which is a courtyard. We think the building from that center. So all the lights that provide the center, the patio, okay, and hello, hello. Okay. So second, still a High Court of Justice in south of France, in Béziers. The concept of that project is still the patio. All our project based on that idea, how to bring light inside the building. So here you have some picture about the effect of the light on the building and one of the courtyard. Another project in the center of Paris, which is laboratory. Same, the project is built around a void. So that void can be used as a buffer during the summer and during the winter. We also think about the depths, one view from the street, view from the inside, and view to the outside. Okay, so here one of the picture of the void inside the building. Okay, a building at night. And another project, which is Airbus 380 maintenance unit. So, except the technical fit of a large span to welcome that beautiful flight, French flight, we was thinking about that part here, which is very small, which is the office for the engineer. So all the project except the warehouse for the flight was axis on that. What will engineer, how they will work on the plane. So this is what we end up with. We have some office that have a look on the subject, on the object of their work, which is the plane, and we have an office with nice light. Okay, at night, the building become a lantern inside the Paris Charles de Gaulle airport. Okay, office. Here is one of the first projects in La Défense, which is the CBD of Paris. It's a building, it's a bridge building. It makes we work on the porosity because one of the major problems of La Défense, which is the CBD of Paris, again, it's is not connected with the surroundings. So all our work at the beginning was to connect with the city in the limit of the project. Okay, one of a beautiful view. We integrate all the technique. And one of the picture of the trading room. Okay, the other face of the building. Okay, another project which is a huge rehabilitation. The project before and the project after. Okay, so we add a new part which is the new entrance. Here you can see the existing entrance and the new entrance after our design. And we also provide new room like a cafeteria, which is used by the city, by all the surrounding people. Okay, we integrate also some greenery inside the building and a small detail on the facade. Okay, so you can see the project before and after. So basically, rehabilitation is the best way to do sustainable architecture. I don't know if you know that, but at the beginning, when you start to do, when you do a new building, you can say that it's already not sustainable because you take a lot of energy to produce all the materials. So all the rehabilitation and like that rehabilitation to make a really new building based on the all the structure is very sustainable. Okay, another office in Paris for a bank. Same concept. All the project is surrounding by it's based on the void inside the project. Okay, you can see the nice spatial inside, and we also do the interior design for that project. Okay, housing 200 units in a suburb of Paris. Okay, the picture for the competition and the building by itself. Also other unit in the suburb of Paris. Again, that is a project inside the park, and another unit in Paris suburb. You can see here is a building facing the street. Is more urban, and on the courtyard, on the back of the block, the courtyard with more quiet experience and the detail on the balcony. Urban, we also do urban. It's in Paris, also a big project of 300,000 square meter. We win the project with SOM for the tower, and here's the master plan. All the project was about to connect on the top a wood inside Paris to the river. Okay, another urban project use the concept of open block. We also do hydro infrastructure, the architect part, not the engineering part. And international. This is a project in Shanghai. So it's still a rehabilitation. The concept was to open the block by demolish building at the center and create a plaza. A university in Shanghai and a university in Zhuhai in the south of China. Okay, so this is for the experience project. Now I will try to talk about the theory. What I will explain to you is that 8234 major complex, which is a soft density and vertical campus. Okay, so we will start with our first experience. Many years ago, at that time I wasn't born, it was in 83. This is one of our founder degree actually. So at that time we were already working on that topic of density. Okay, years ago we felt that the question of density was the main issue, but it wasn't a major topic in Europe at that time. Inspired by the research of Team 10 on map building, with a study on the North African district typology, we named that first research Flat Collective. Okay. Regarding the sprawling of the city in France at that time, we was convinced that we have to design dense typology. But how to make a residential operation with a mixed quality of a house and of a housing. So 10 years later, we have the chance to get invited on the competition, which is the site is there, and it fit perfectly for our concept we developed 10 years ago. Okay, so luckily the site morphology and the program fit perfectly and on our previous concept of Flat Collective. Okay, so the nature is spreading inside the project through that 3 green corridor. We bring the nature and house living style inside a dense operation. Only 2 units to develop all the project, 2 unit type, and the project gather all the quality of what we name eco district now. Okay, so this is how we develop the layout of the different typology. We have a city scale entrance and also a landscape scale type on the bottom. Okay, one of our unit, so it's been 30 years, so it's kind of old furniture, but you can see we are with a small unit, we already try to introduce some double 8 volume. And this is the other unit, which is a house. Is constructed around that smaller garden. Okay, some other picture. The main entrance and the lobby at the north of the site. And here is a circulation. You can see that we use two types of circulation: the alley and the passageway. So this is our first work. Sorry, I'm not very experienced at work because it's been a long time. But what I want you to understand is that the first work, it's been 30 years. We're still working on the same force and on the same problem, same question. Okay. So about campus typology. A few years ago, we was asking to work on another competition, which was a school law, still in France. So we tried to think first what is a campus and what's the different typology. So you can see here there is a Paris University Sorbonne typology, which is a block typology, very mineral typology, and the campus typology, like Oxford University. Okay, so all our works in that is to bring the campus atmosphere, the campus ambience inside a block. So how to bring the open field quality into a block type, how to bring density into an open system. So this is our project of the new University of Law. Basically, the story is 30 years ago. They decide to put the law in the outskirts of the city, the law university on the outskirts of the city. But what the problem is, the university was working as a campus, but it didn't bring anything to the city. So 30 years later, they decide to bring back university inside the city center. Okay, so here's the different design between a block and a campus within the site. So you can see the different is in a block. In a block typology, we will use at least half of the part of the site. If we think as a campus more about the small pavilion, okay, we will need two times the site ground. So all our project was to give a campus atmosphere to the university, and regarding the size of the lot, it was clear that we need to double the ground area. Okay, but the artificial ground need to be filled as a natural ground. Here, one of the first diagram, we think about the open field without anything, and step by step, we will put all the program inside. Okay, amenities, the library, office, then the new ground, artificial ground with lecture hall. Okay, staff room, administration, and the classroom on the top, and the office. So for that, we work a lot on the circulation inside the building. We don't want like a vertical, natural, basic vertical circulation, because we want to fill the ground even on the top of the building. So this is a journey through the building that we suggest. To reinforce that idea of campus, we associate each main function with a landscape theme. Okay, for example, for the amphitheater, we think about the tent. Here you can feel that We use the color of the garden, and we use like a ceiling, like a hanging roof as a tent. We try to feel that that atmosphere, that ambience of garden inside the building. Okay, the library, we treat it as a sanctuary place. Then the entrance, treated as a cloud. Okay. Also the library with the sunset color on the ceiling. Here you can see the library. You can see also the main distribution of the building treated as a waterfall. Okay, the forest for the corridor. And the major part of the building, which is the hanging garden. We wrap the building in order to avoid every view from inside to outside. The goal was to fill the ground. So if we give the view from inside to outside, we will feel that we on the upper level. So we try to avoid that by wrapping the building. So this is the hanging garden on the top with the classroom on the right. And again, that hanging garden. So what we try here to do is to, again, bring the campus ambience inside a block typology. Okay. Another project, which is still in Paris. We are limited in Paris, in the limit of Paris, in the district of outskirts of the city. And that type of district are usually not very dense. All the difficulty of that project was to integrate the primary school program, respecting the surrounding scale inside the heart of the district. The major issue was to integrate the gymnase, the schoolyard, and a public space. Okay, so you can see here, this is a master plan. You can see that if you look at the number, that the plot area is less than what we need to construct. So it will be a dense building, and half of the plot is used by a public garden. So all the question was how to integrate all that program inside that small site. So first we decided to work on the schoolyard and the public garden together. Try to link visually the garden together. This is a photo of the courtyard, so you can see that visually it's linked to the public garden. Then one of the major diagrams of that project is the section of the gymnasium. What we try to do is to put the gymnasium on the ground. We dig inside the project to put the gymnasium on the ground, and on the top you have the schoolyard. But what we want is the gymnasium feeling like you was outside. So the light treatment was very important. What we use is a trick, architectural trick. It's that moat on the right. Okay. Other section. About the gymnasium. So you can see on the structure, we make the reserve for the landscape inside the courtyard. And here you can also feel on the left the sunken entrance of the gymnasium. Okay, which is a buffer between the public space and the private space of the school. Here, this is the entrance to the gymnasium, and the view from that buffer place. The gymnasium is even at 12 meters above the ground, we can feel the natural light inside that gymnasium. So what's interesting with that inside the project is also we try to mix the user of the project. Means the project is a school, but at night it's becoming only a gymnasium that can welcome all the people. So all that entrance is a buffer for the school, but it's also the major place of the building, which will decide which user will use the building. So at night, the surrounding, the people who live there use the gymnasium for association or to play basketball. Okay, so here a view of the project with a canteen on a cantilever and still the corridor of the project. So it's a project. We use wood, we use different color. The interesting part is the typology, how we bring density inside a small building. Okay, so all that previous work end up with our theory. A big theory that we always use on the project is soft density and vertical campus. Okay, for the story, that building was a building for a bank. And in France, when you finish the building, you have like a reception with a mayor and all the clients, and you give the key. So during that reception, we welcome the mayor, and the mayor tells us, yes, it's very nice. You did a very nice project with, particularly the outside is very nice. You can feel a garden inside the city. But my problem is that all the garden is not useful for my citizen. It's only useful for you guys. So how can we make a building that can bring the garden inside the city? Okay, so that company said, okay, we cannot make it accessible, but we will work on the new theory to bring the outside inside. And they ask us to develop that research. So it's starting with the idea that it's very nice to live inside the campus. This is a photo of Harvard. Okay. So what's the quality of the campus? It's multiple building, diffuse amenity, and all around a wide landscape. All that is connected with a horizontal network. So our idea is to multiply the building inside the open block, diffuse amenity inside the open block, and link everything with the landscape on the roof. So you can jump from terrace to another one. So at the end, we end up with what we name a vertical street, which is we bring all the street quality inside the building by itself. Okay, so that diagram is explain very well what we try to do. So this is a basic and the standard way to incorporate architecture inside a new block. And what we try to do is that. So the idea is to break down the block and make it up to provide multiple terraces and create outside paths from the terrace to the roof, from inside to outside, and provide natural light and visual depth to create a vertical campus. Okay, so a small video of the concept video. The access from the street, and here you're inside the public space. So you're inside that vertical road. We put all the different functions of a campus inside. Going up again, library. The courtyard. So we managed to bring all the density and to bring also the quality of wide development. Here the FAR, I think, is around maybe 4, with a quality of light and quality of open space until the rooftop. Eiffel Tower. Vertical campus concept. So it's a concept that now we use in every project. So we start 30 years ago, and after 20 years, a client orders us just a research like that, and now it's defined what we are doing. For example, the first case is what we are doing for high-rise building. So this project is on the Paris historical axis. It's a tower project close to the CBD of Paris. Okay, so basically the idea was to take all the surroundings, so bring all the building scale inside the tower. So we break the tower in 5 parts, sorry, which represents the scale of the different building surrounding the tower. Okay, then we shift the different block, and we try to bring the green from the surrounding also. And at the top, we revolve the top to axe that top to the historical axis. Okay, another video. So you can see that the idea is to take the scale and the typology of the surrounding. Revolve and bring the surrounding green inside the okay, at the top we have a restaurant. And at night, the view on the Eiffel Tower. So it's this is a tower, rendering of the tower. The tower is not only a volume where we repeat the same level here. We take the advantage of the project program and bring 2 office, 2 hotel, and 3 office in the tower. Okay, basically the concept of campus. Vertical campus here is to bring the street in the vertical circulation. So from the ground, you can access only on the lobby, okay, which is considering as a ground of the 3 different buildings. So after, from the lobby, you can access to the different level. This is a project will be constructed in 2025 for the Olympic game. So it's already win, and we already submit the building permit, and we're waiting. Okay, so another project, high-rise project, is 1 year ago we win a competition in University of Shenzhen. This is my design now, including the dormitory of a tower of 800 units. So we want to organize the tower in a smaller community, like a student fraternity. And we provide sharing space every 6 stories. Okay. The same than Paris Tower, actually. The tower is a mix of a smaller building linked together. So this is where we start. It's a typical floor footprint for a dormitory, and we decide first to shift the tower in 2 parts and linked all that 6 stories with a hanging garden. Then we multiply the community together 2, and 4. Okay. And we shift the top and the bottom. Okay. Here, a small model, a study model. Basically, that model was to study the shape and the volume of the tower, but also the alternance of the play and the game between the different garden, which is in alternance of balcony. So each garden have a view on the one on the top and the one on the bottom. Another video is a video from the competition. So the building changed a bit, but it's the same concept of hanging garden, look at the other. And hanging garden with the sharing place on the bottom. Okay, the rendering, then another rendering. Okay, where you can see the facade. We change a bit also since that rendering. Okay, in the heart of Shenzhen. Another project in Shenzhen, which is the Oppo Tower. It was a competition. We participated a few years ago. So the concept was to shift the tower in two parts. Same concept than what we said before. And basically, it was linking to the shifting of a phone, of an Oppo phone. So that is only for the fun. Okay, so Oppo program. We first start with a stick block. Then we subdivide in two parts. And what's important is what we create between that two parts. Then we will shift the top and the bottom and work on the link. Unified everything, provide a podium for the retail, lower folding to welcome, upper folding to protect. So this is a difference between a traditional pattern with horizontal supervision and a new pattern, which give a multi-dimensional segment. So basically, between that two shift part of tower, we create a vertical village. Okay, this is work on the core of the tower. So first, the root. You can see the sandwich, what we name the sandwich organization of a standard tower, which provide horizontal root only. And what we try to do and introduce the sponge or porosity inside our building with that vertical village, horizontal and vertical route. Okay, it's also acted on the view. From a typical tower, you have the view on the outside, from inside to outside. What we introduce with that vertical village is the view from inside to outside, but also from inside to inside. Okay, so this is a beautiful sketch of Simon. Okay, two core face to face in balcony to internal atrium. Okay, rendering and focus on that vertical village. Okay, so what you can see is inside what we name the sky atrium or vertical village, we create life inside. So view from the top to the bottom. We will provide basically the sharing space, and all the social space will be in that in-between tower. Okay, rendering about the atrium and at night. Okay, finally the tower at night also. We don't win that project, but we were selected in the five better projects, and who win is Zaha Hadid. Okay, so another second case about the soft density, how to regenerate an heritage. This is another project in Paris on the central axis, on the historical axis. So here's the building before. What we try to do is we end up with an equation is with removal some space that we will bring quality space, means light inside the building. So in that section you can see how we did. It's kind of the same concept than what we use for the gymnasium inside the elementary school. So we dig inside to bring some light. And this is how it looks now. We just finished the project. We just finished the construction a few months ago. Okay, the ground floor. The first basement. So we provide light in first basement, quality light with that patio. And then the ground floor. So by digging inside the ground floor, we also bring some new access, and it's more accessible, it's more walkable for the people. Okay, some picture about still that patio. So we was talking about the podium. Now we talk about the small tower. So basically, it's the same concept. Is when we remove things that we provide quality. Okay, so we remove some part, we shift some part also in order to provide open space for everybody. Okay. So here's the open space and people can use it as they want. So same equation. In removal some space, we add quality. Okay, this is a view of the rooftop on the Eiffel Tower. Then the building construct. Okay, so you can see what we end up. We start with a very sad monoblock inside along the highway of Paris, and we end up with like a piece of jewelry. The terrace with view on the Eiffel Tower, and the view on the Paris CBD. Okay. The building was by Dior. Dior Parfum, actually. It's a Dior Parfum headquarters. Okay, so everything ended up with that project. Was my last project in Shenzhen. And it's a university. Okay. So it's a university of design, a design school in Shenzhen, and the teaching area is 55,000 square meters. Okay, so regarding the location of the lot, the new design university will be the missing link between the existing uni and the city. The new uni have to welcome the design student, but also play a role to foster the access to the existing university. This is our first sketch. So basically, it was to build some stripe building, and in between that building, work on the vertical village and vertical campus. Okay, so the city. So okay, this is a different how we managed to bring the program inside the city. With on the street, on the city street, the entrance with a display center, and all the classrooms are developed on the right side and on the left side of the space. Okay, so this is a model that brings the idea that is student flow. We will shape the building. So at the beginning we have a block, and that block first opens with the first floor, which is the central axis. Okay. Then we work on the right for the teaching area, and on the left, the master plan and the plan. So you can see that, you can feel that complex plan, but actually we use a very simple grid of 8 by 8, and some stripe, and we develop with that, within that grid. But with digging and with create open space, so it brings complexity. But the construction by itself is very easy. Okay, the flow study, the library and the social bridge will be on the center of the school. And for sure, we work on the open space as we have to do for the vertical development. Okay, so a nice sketch about what we try to do inside the Pécho. And, sorry. Okay, the last video, which is a video of what the building will look like. So entrance on the display center for the student to expose their art. Then we go on the first basement. With the concept of Pécho, we bring light inside that basement. The Pécho, the courtyard on basement 1. And going up on the main axis. Quality space, Pécho, which bring light inside all the teaching room. And we go through now the social bridge space. Okay, finishing with a library, which is in the bridge in the heart of the school. So basically, it's all about to bring the campus typology again to a block typology. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is the image we win with what we win for the competition and the image now. So you can see that after more than a year of work, the building is still looking the same. Okay, so I think it was the last project. Talamat.
All right, a round of applause, please. Thank you, John, for that very inspiring talk.